This is the FUJI X100V, probably the most hyped camera on the internet right now, and somehow this amateur managed to get his hands on it. Here's what I think. I've had the FUJI X100V for about a week now, and throughout this week I took the camera out for some stints of street photography, which, like I said, I'm a totally beginner at. And I have to say, this is a fantastic camera for the job, and it makes me look like a way better photographer than I am. Now, I'm not going to go too much detail about the camera hardware, because if you're watching this, you've probably watched 50 videos on this camera by now. Some of my favorite things I would like to mention though is the design. This camera is beautiful. And of course, I love the film simulation modes that the camera offers as well. The Portra 400 and 800 recipes live on this camera and are my main go-to modes. By adding a lens filter in the hood, it also makes it fully weather sealed, so not only does it look good, but it also protects the camera. The filter that stays on this camera is the Tiffin Black Permis 1/8 filter, just to give it that little extra film glow and halation. Plus, I don't have to fiddle around with the clarity setting, which, if you do use that in the film simulation modes, it slows the camera down quite a bit. Okay, so we're here in Westfield. I just parked here because we're going to be vlogging around and trying out the new FUJI X100V. Yeah, so I thought, why not just play around with the new camera and pretend to be a street photographer, which I am not, and I'm barely just about a filmmaker, so I'm definitely not a photographer at all. But you know, maybe the FUJI would somewhat make me seem like I am. A lot of people ask, why did I buy this camera since I already got a Sony FX3? Well, reason number one, I just wanted to take more photos. My FX3 is a video first camera, so I'm always taking videos and just screen capping it for photos. My iPhone camera is also good, but it just doesn't give that artistic flair. So I wanted a device that was solely for photos, and I did consider a film camera, but film is really expensive these days and takes a while to develop, so here I am. I just realized I am a bad photographer. It's been ages since I used to take photos, but yeah. I did think of myself as a photographer first, but somewhere down the line ended up as a filmmaker or videographer or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's been a while since I've taken photos. I think one of the toughest parts about filming in my FUJI is that I have like several presets, and sometimes I find it like it's a toxic trait that I'm shooting Portra 400 every time. So yeah, kind of just trying to figure out what look works for certain conditions, because right now it's very like orange and it's full time right now, and I keep looking over to the left because I just saw a really good shot. Okay, so it's tough because, oh damn it, oh great, I just got mud on my new shoes. But yeah, it's hard because I'm always used to like what video looks like, and I kind of know what I want the video to look like and what colors I want on there, and I know I can kind of work on the color grade afterwards and post. But with this FUJI, I'm just shooting JPEG. I can't really be bothered to shoot RAW because I'm not that good of a photo editor, but at the same time, that's why I brought the FUJI, because I don't really want to be taking more time editing. So I just want what the photos look like with the JPEG. So yeah, it's just trying to find a good balance of what film stock to use, and pretty much just like video, just trying to find exposure, which I'm kind of rusty in because I've taken quite a long break, and there is a pigeon approaching my camera. You know what, yeah, I watch all these YouTubers and photographers that kind of do street photography and take pictures of the most random things, and they make it look so easy. So I really thought buying this X100V would make me somewhat close to them, but I realized I got a whole long way to improve. But that's what we're here for. We're here to work on ourselves and work on our art, work on our skills. So just the same way that I kind of learned to do video, I want to kind of do the same with photo. Now, even though I said I'm a beginner, photography was my first hobby before filmmaking and videos took over. The FUJI X100V isn't totally beginner friendly, and it's important to know how to get the correct exposures. So definitely learning the exposure triangle first is a must in order to get the best pictures. So that's your ISO, aperture and shutter speed. You can just set all of these to auto, and it may give you great pictures most of the time, since this camera in its film simulation is a beast, but it really comes in handy when conditions aren't perfect. Regardless of your skill, this camera just makes it so enjoyable to shoot with, and every time I take a picture, my mind is always blown at how good it turned out, even for a beginner like me. Now overall, I had a great time using the FUJI X100V for this past week. It's a compact, versatile camera and produces beautiful images. I feel like it's paid for itself already, and this camera alone has made me fall in love with taking pictures again.